Hi everybody, I'm Leah Live and Unleashed right here in front of you, and I do a radio show here in northern Colorado on Pirate. And yesterday I was listening, I was watching TV and I saw this black woman, prominent black woman, talking about the statue, the monument in Kentucky, and we all know what's going on there. And she said she was very offended by this monument. And she said, how would you like it if you had to drive every day by your abuser? She used the statue as she thought it was a part of an abusive, well, it was a part of an abusive time in her history. We all know that. She is offended by this statue, and I thought for a minute, I thought to myself, would I be offended by something like that? And I hadn't thought about it in that light, and I've had a lot of mixed feelings, and I'm sure many of you do, because we're all looking at it. We're watching television, we're all talking to our friends, we're all getting an idea of sharing the conversations about it. But the part that bothered me, okay, she was offended and she thought it was so disrespectful to see this monument staring at her as she drives by every day. And she wanted to cover it up. She said, get down, get rid of it, or cover it up with a black cloth. And she talked about how that the slave owners didn't even treat slaves like human beings. And they were, and it was despicable. It was awful, and it made me sick to my stomach to think that we were a part of that history. But if we go back even further, go back to biblical days, go back to even Africa, people have owned slaves forever. Not saying it's right, but it didn't just start here with us. And we as a population of people have evolved. And the point I'm trying to make is that she, being black, was taken back by this and offended by these monuments now all of a sudden after so many years they've been there. That's so offensive to her, but she's black and she's a member of the Democratic Party. And by the way, I want to remind you, the Democrats in that party at that time supported slavery. That gets me. I mean, I'm thinking she's a black woman, a Democrat, and she's so offended by the monument, but she's not offended by the party she supports and represents. So I just thought, that's interesting. Let's think about that a minute. We want to tear apart this country's history. We want to break it apart by destroying anything that is a truth. It is a truth. This happened. We can't deny it. Wouldn't it be great in our lives when we were in our 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s or whatever, that the mistakes that we've made in our lives, that we could just black it out. We could bleach bit it, if you will. We could take a hammer and destroy it. But does it really change anything? Really? I mean, it happened. It is the truth. It made us who we are. And hopefully, as we get better and better as people, that we have a better understanding, we are better. And I just felt like it was a hard thing for me to understand, because even though it was horrible, poor decisions that we made, very difficult time, but that was then and this is now, and we have come a long way. We are not those people. The majority of the people in this country are not bigots and racists. And because you have a different idea or a different ideology doesn't make you a racist. And because I'm sitting here sharing this point of view with you doesn't make me a racist. You don't even know me. I am not, and I am just telling you that, you know, the Democratic Party was the supporter of slavery. I mean, men and women fought for that right. They wanted slaves. And they sure didn't like Lincoln's proposal or the Republicans. So what should we do? Should we disband the Democratic Party? I think not. Actually, I don't think it would bother me that much, but in truth, that's not realistic. The word is forgiveness, and that's the whole word that we're missing in this thing. There's nothing. You can't change this country by destroying it. What do you get there? Nothing. You have nothing. You change a country, you change a feeling by love and forgiveness. that was my point of view, and I felt like it was a distraction, and I thought there's no way in this world by ripping down all these, Lincoln's next, Washington, what are we going to do, destroy the whole city of Washington, D.C., just black it out? No, it's our history. And I'm proud of a lot of the history here. I'm not proud of that, but I'm proud that we won and we were on the right side of that war, and that people have changed and we've become different. I feel like, don't destroy the dreams of this country. Don't try to take it out by a wrecking ball. That's not going to do it. And I started thinking about the dreams, and this is my second point, probably one of the most important things that I have to share with you today. And I'm not sure we've been thinking about it, but Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, I listened to it. I have a dream, he said. And if you listen to that speech today, which was written 50 years ago, it's so on point for right now. That man, in fact, this speech should be recited in every elementary school, every middle school, every high school in the country, and we shouldn't forget about it. But he said, and this won't be perfect, but this is what he said: I have a dream. I have a dream that we would work and pray together, and that we would struggle together. He said, I have a dream that our faith, with this faith, that we are able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. A stone of hope, just one little stone. I have a dream that the rough places would be made plain and the crooked places would be made straight. I have a dream, he said, that the Lord shall reveal in all flesh, and we would all see it together. That the Lord would be revealed in all of us, and that we as brothers and sisters would be able to share that together. I have a dream. I have a dream that the children of God would sing a new meaning to our national anthem song, that they would hold hands together, all of us, black and white, and sing out, "Let freedom ring." That was his dream. Do you realize, this is a key point here, all of these thoughts that this man had, many of them have come to fruition. We're a part of that. We've seen that happen today. We have seen that happen today. Do we talk about that? No. We concentrate on what isn't right. We never think about all that we have right. He said, I have a dream that, and this dream was rooted in the American dream, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. That all men are created equal. We're there. He's seen that happen. We've seen that happen in his. This dream has happened. We've seen it. We've all seen it. So don't destroy this country. Don't destroy the history of this country by covering it up with some black cloth or breaking it into bits. You'll never change the truth. We know what happened. What I'd like to say, and I'd like to praise Martin Luther King. He died shortly after this. And if he only could see 50 years ahead, his dream has happened. We are a part of his dream. So I'd like to feel that we could strengthen our weaknesses and put away some of all this ugly chatter and fighting, embrace what is good, and pray and ask for forgiveness for what is not. So don't give up on his dream. Don't give up on your dreams. We are the United States of America. We, the United States of America. We are one nation under God. We're all brothers and sisters and a part of the family of God. Let go of this hate. I pray that God will heal the hearts of men and that we can move forward together, but not by destroying the process in the meantime.